देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः. So, we have completed almost all aspects of sannyasa from the beginning to the present state. How a soul evolves. The sannyasa is not something we are going to give up of the world, but out of growth you cannot remain in that limitations. That is, you bring a small fish and keep in a small bowl, it starts growing, it fully grows that it cannot move about. Then it needs a bigger trough in which it can freely move about and live. Living becomes impossible because it is so small. He is growing into the vaster size. So his consciousness is expanding. He is finding oneness with other people other than the family bondage. So when it becomes still bigger, you need a tank. If it becomes still bigger, each is renouncing not out of disgust, not out of something lacking, not out of disappointment, but out of growth. This sannyasa alone will sustain. All other markata sannyasa, this, that, and all, nothing will sustain. Time testing will make them fail. So when growth comes, and then now he is raising to the Vishwa level of loving the entire world. To that extent his consciousness expands. When we usually what happens is we sleep, we wake up. As we sleep, our consciousness, we are conscious. Consciousness goes on shrinking down. And I enter sleep. My consciousness is shrinking down, shrinking down. I go to the almost a point, last point called Bindu. And then I expand in the universal consciousness. The individual consciousness expands in the universal consciousness. When coming back, I extend, my consciousness goes on expanding. Causal body, subtle body, physical body level I come. Then I become aware of the external world. My family, my earnings, my this one, only this much consciousness alone. What is happening to the neighbor, we never care, we don't see. Because our consciousness is only limited to our family and my living. When consciousness expands, he sees other people around. There he feels concern about others. Just like a person feels concern about their own family, his understanding is expanding, his heart is expanding, his consciousness is expanding. So he feels others also interested. So that person is suffering. He cannot do anything. What can a person do to remove the suffering of others? Because the karmic load that each person is carrying is very difficult to be handled with. Nature is very strict and so much compassionate. So that I cannot do anything, but my heart weeps. I start praying for them. My heart is expanding. Now, when I grow to my consciousness is whole globe, what is happening. Now, for the just present situation, millions of children are without food and without studies. So many people are suffering. This, if Swami Vivekananda was there, he could not get sleep. They cannot sleep because it is more than their family. The whole world is their responsibility. So when consciousness grows, now when as it grows, first thing, when the neighbors come into picture and my society I am aware of, then I will bring values into life. ಜೀವನದ ಮೌಲ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ತರ್ತೀನಿ. When I am conscious of the society in which I am living. Then as I expand further, why there is suffering, why there is difficulties, why people are have to live like this, why there is tendencies, vasanas, how it is created. When I see all these things, I understand the secret of nature little by little. When I try to understand the secret of nature, immediately I am conscious of, oh, I have to live a particular perfect life first. When I live a perfect life, then only I can penetrate into nature and I can get the grace of the divine and grace of the nature. So when this comes into picture, I bring from values, I shift to ideals. I'm going to live for this. My life is dedicated to this. One, for the nation, I dedicate my life. For the service of all people, I dedicate my life. For God realization, I'm going to sacrifice, I'm going to pledge my life. So, my consciousness, what I am awareness, the awareness decides where I am, what I am going to do. So, this expansion of consciousness, expansion of heart. Now, finally, he sees who is controlling all this. Millions of beings, from ant to bacteria and virus, this, that, to the devatas, dhanavas. As his consciousness expands to the cosmic level, he sees various types of being which is invisible to our senses. Our mind cannot have any conception of that, and our intellect cannot discern the higher realities. Now, metaphysical world, he enters and sees. He sees varieties of things, patterns. Then imagine his consciousness, how it will be. From small family life, he grew to the higher life of expansion. So the state, oh, whatever is negative and is going to bind me in this world, I am going to renounce. I am going to renounce not with hatred or dislike, because it is of no use to me. The moment I finish my 10th standard, I need not go and sit in the 9th standard again. I am going to renounce the school and join the college. That is not a thing I am hating or disliking, or because of that I am going to give up the school. No, I am evolving, evolution. So this, the essence of the Tyaga Jivana. Tyaga is, there are two aspects of Tyaga. Sri Ramakrishna says, Jagate Virag, Bhagavane Anurag. Jagate means I am not going to dislike this world. Oh, I don't want this world. No, if it say this comes in mind, it is hatred, not Tyaga. I am going to give my life to this world. All that going to bind my soul and not allow me to love all, that which doesn't allow me to think of the others, that alone I am going to live. The enjoyments of the world, the small family life with which I don't have freedom to go and talk to people or serve them. Whatever binds me, my soul, my Jivatman, which curbs me of my freedom to act, that alone I am going to renounce, not with hatred, out of love, out of joy, out of peace. Do you understand? Now, this aspect of life and all the things, so many things we have covered in this sannyasa few classes. Be clear where you are going. Important thing. Now, we have to, all these, even the mantras and all we have seen, gone through. Now, something I want to discuss, which is usually not discussed. The Mahavakya, Hamsa Gayatri, Brahma Mantra and Presha Mantra. Except Presha Mantra, other things inmates can listen. They are partial sannyasis, all inmates. You all have come and taken refuge at the feet of Thakur and joyfully living here, free from all obligations and duties of life. You are dedicating your life at the Thakur's feet for the service of both. Collectively, it is service of the society. Individually, it is our sadhana. Atmano mokshartha is individual effort. And Jagat Hita is collective effort. Individually, we cannot go and do any service to the world. The moment you go to serve the world will swallow you. Unless there is a great force behind you, you cannot transform. Behind us is the great tradition of Ramakrishna tradition standing. From the avatar Varishta, Ramakrishna, from Ramakrishna, the whole this one, direct disciples and all. See, we are not alone now. Behind us is the Vishwa Kundalini, Thakur, Mother, Holy Mother, Swamiji, and it is not only monastic people, the householder devotees of Sri Ramakrishna and their family backgrounds, devotees. Devotees are important section of the Ramakrishna mission. Those who see welfare seekers, supporters of the mission, then initiated disciples, and all other people who have dedicated. Now, in our India, there are more than 10,000 private institutions dedicated to Sri Ramakrishna. And Mutt Mission, out of that, Mutt Mission is 190 or so now, 190 centers. 190 centers, but 10,000 out of the 2,500 are come under the Bhav Prachar, 2,500 also come, 2,700 also. Rest, unimaginable dimension work is going on silently. We don't know it all. So, this huge tree of Ramakrishna is always with you for your blessing and protection at all times. The fact that Sri Ramakrishna accepts us, all these are favorable to us without any exception, without any dearth or lacking. So there will be total acceptance of our life to the society, social conditions, and also for the divine. So we will now go to the Mahavakya Aham Brahmasmi. We saw how the consciousness expands. These are the mantras that are given to a sannyasin after he does the last Vedic karma, that is the Virja Homa. Virja Homa is the last Vedic karma a sannyasi is going to do. With that, he renounces the Karma Kanda of the Vedas and holds on to the Jnana Kanda of the Vedas. There are three parts in Vedas. One is Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and Jnana Kanda. Karma Kanda deals with what all man needs in his life for the physical existence and participation in the world. Progeny, wealth, and all that. Now, its purpose is finished. As he enters into the middle age, now he needs something higher. He cannot be living with the small things because he has to prepare for the future. The Hindu system is so that in Brahmachari period, he is preparing himself to be a fit, yogya householder. The householder's life, he has to prepare for the Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means he is going to give up everything to children even the responsibility, duties, everything, wealth and all, he is going to totally depend on God. Without any possession, he is going to enter into the Vanaprastha. So, how much preparation is needed along with the duties, all the duties of the householder, the responsibility he has Rina towards the society, towards the nation, towards the humanity, towards the family, towards all the people who are not earning. So, with all that, he has to prepare his life for total dependence on God. In Brahmacharya time, how will I live in the society as a Yogya householder? Greatest sacrifice, householders. So, with that, he'll be preparing for Vanaprastha. During Vanaprastha, he and his wife, if at all they are alive, she is alive, they go to Vanaprastha's life. In Vanaprastha, they dedicate their life such a way that at the age of 72, they are fit to enter into the sannyasa. So, sannyasa is each stage is a preparation for the next. So, in your life, the brahmacharya period of 9 years and more, whatever we have spent, is the preparation for the sannyasa. That long preparation of the internal transformation that is going to take place. 9 years is like the 9 months of the child in the womb. It is growing through. Now you are growing through to the what level means the after sannyasa, everything is he must be able to see the divine. What is this divinity that we are contemplating on? Now, the our own existence, the moment we come to the waking state, we identify with this body. Now, in our bodily existence, suppose we go inside. Every day we enter into sleep, from the waking to dreaming, dreaming to deep sleep. After deep leaving all our identity, understanding, knowledge, everything in the seed form in Karana Sharira, I expand in I have totally disconnected myself from all aspects of nature in the second stage of deep sleep. I am my physical body I've left and come inside. My subtle body, mind, intellect, and all is there. I am dreaming. So dream also ends. I am leaving my mind, everything, mind and everything sleeps off. I go inside. My knowledge, understanding, everything becomes seed level. I leave them in the Karana Sharira. Then I enter into the self. I am alone, free from the entire aspects of nature. Remember, in the second stage of, that's why even mind won't be there when you are in deep sleep, second stage of deep sleep. There, the individual consciousness expands into universal consciousness. How is it? It is just like now this room is there is a pot, there is pot space. Space is akhanda, it cannot be cut into pieces. Space, I went to America, I bought one space, you don't say. Space is akhanda, it cannot cut. But still, when we keep a pot here, it looks like pot space. Pot inside space is there, pot space. Room space is there. There is infinite space outside. This pot space is called Jivatman. Room space is called the Paramatman, that is the Vishwa Chaitanya. This is the universe. Universe is a speck in the Brahman, absolute. So this is the universe, and the space that is covering the universe is Paramatman or Ishvara. Technically, philosophically, we say Ishvara, Lord of the universe. Devrontivi. So this aspect and the infinite space beyond is Brahman. Now, the space is akhanda. In deep sleep, what happens is Jiva forgets the pot. Now, space is not limited. Space is continuing in and through the pot. Space is occupied by the pot. Space is continuing. It is continuing in and through the pot. When you forget the pot, you feel The pot is not there in deep sleep. Pot awareness is not there. So you expand to the world. The whole room is your space. Pot forgets pot pothood. The pot is forgotten by the pot, then its space is the room space. This is the deep sleep state. If we can go, turn inward and dive within, we go to the same, where I will see the universal consciousness, the Ishvara. This is Savikalpa Samadhi. And suppose I transcend that one also and go beyond, I will get the Brahma Jnana, the Absolute. So when the spot forgets, this is forgotten. It is ajnana. I am taken by the nature. Nature is covering my eyes and taking me inside to the Vishwa Chaitanya, making me experience my joy and coming back and bringing me back to the waking state. Every day, without my participation, I go and I come back. Suppose I am able to go consciously in meditation, just like that. Can by any means I turn inward and forget the word Avrita Chakshuhu Amritatva Michan? Can I go within and reach the, then I will reach the. Now, one space, infinite space, is pervading the whole universe and all jivas. Like that, the Chaitanya, consciousness. Now, I am giving the example, is rough example. Chaitanya has no dimensions. Space has dimension. This consciousness has no time, no dimension. It's beyond time and space. So it cannot be conceived what it is, but I can hint at that in and through this. The Brahman is pervading. When I see the Brahman, try to understand from the standing inside the highest reading of the absolute. That is called absolute existence. This is called relative existence. The universe is relative existence. There are two existences, relative existence, absolute existence. These time and space bound universes, millions, Ananta Koti Brahmanda, are there in the floating in the absolute existence, Sachidananda. They appear and disappear. To grow to the optimum level, it takes millions of years to collapse to the Bindu. The Bindu is the Bindu of the Sri Chakra. Now, this expansion and contraction of the universes, millions of universes are there. Now, this universe is a small speck in Brahman. But the Brahman is pervading all this, the absolute existence, the Shuddha Chaitanya is pervading all this, all jivas, all objects. That when we see from here, we call it divine. Divinity is manifested, Brahman is we call the divinity. Actually, just like in dream, when you go, the moment you enter into dream, there is a dream world. How do you see the dream world? There is a dream person also. I am there in the dream. When you enter into dream, you will see something is going on. This waking stage put off, something is going on within. When you see what is going on, a story is going on about yourself. It is kalpanika jagat. The mind is working, so it is thinking of something, and you see that there is something is going on. Then you identify with that person who is in the dream. Dream self identifies with the dream body. Immediately, the dream world becomes real. Except when you are experiencing Sukha Dukkha in the dream world also, dream world is not there. It is one mind which is appearing as the world, dream world. When you wake up, the dream world is not there. It was one mind which had become. Suppose you become aware of, oh, this is all mind. If you know in dream world how it would be, that would be the Vijnani state of the, after realizing God, after coming down from the Nirvikalpa to the Vitthana sthiti, you will see, oh, all this is God. Everything is God. Everything is Brahman. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. And when he experiences the everything is there, pervading, I am also pervaded by that. This body belongs to the nature, mind belongs to the nature, senses belong to the nature, intellect belongs to the nature. All that I possess, my energy, pranas, everything belongs to the nature. There is spiritual existence, the Brahman existing as the Antaratman and lighting all this. Because of that is conscious, all these are becoming conscious. Tasya bhasa sarve vidam vibhati. So that light, by transcending all this, one way is to understand the dream state, Jagrat Swapna Shushupti Avastha beyond. Hmm. When you go. Similarly, you will expand, your consciousness expands to enter the superconscious state. It can be by yoga or bhakti yoga, by any means. When you enter the superconscious state, samadhi sthiti, then you see that not only the world, objective world, is Brahman, but the subject who was witnessing is also Brahman. Now, in Samadhi Sthiti, what happens is, I am more concerned about the not world. World disappears in Samadhi, just like in dream. I am there and Vishwa Chaitanya is there. So, the relationship between me and Brahman, me and God, alone will be there in Samadhi Sthiti. Remember, in dream, deep sleep also, I and this one is there, but ignorance, cover of ignorance is there. I am covered by the ignorance. The Divine Mother who takes me, the nature, to into sleep, covers my intellect. Buddhi will not, Buddhi is there. It is showing absence of all things. Dream is absence of the entire world. Now no presence is felt. Because everything is absent, mind, this, that, everything is absent, you don't know what it is. Suppose that cover of ignorance is taken away. The mother has put the ignorance cover and taken you. Just like somebody has come, I put the mask on his this one head and take him to show you everything around and bring him and open. Or take him to the shrine and open and again cover and bring him back. How it will be? Like that, that avarana is put by the mother on the intellect not to understand, and she takes me to the deep sleep. In samadhi, it won't be there. Objective world disappears as much as, because each state, each experience can be in dream state, you cannot experience in the waking state. Deep sleep you cannot experience in the waking state. Waking state cannot be experienced in other states. This world won't be there in dream or deep sleep. So one state, that's why they are called states. State. One state at a time. So when you enter into the superconscious state, all this Jagra Swapna Shushupti goes off. Your consciousness is expanded. In dream it is contracting. In deep sleep it is contracted and individual consciousness is expanding. There, individual consciousness expands and enters into the superconscious state, crossing all the limitations of nature. In that, world is not there. I and Ishvara alone. I am as a spot of existence, light. I am in the infinite light, the cosmic light. This is Savikalpa. Cosmic limitation is there, my existence is there. Individual existence is there. World is not there, universe is not there. Though I am in the universe is not in my awareness. So, relation between Jiva and Ishvara is I am different from Ishvara, is Dvaita. I am a part and parcel of Ishvara, is Vishishta Dvaita. I and the Ishvara are one and the same, is Advaita. In Savikalpa, I see light covering. When I enter into Samadhi Sthiti by grace of God, something collapses and you fall inside. And you will see you have entered into a different realm where there is only bliss and joy. You will not understand where I am come, what I am. I have no body, I have no pranas, but I have Panchajnanendriya and Buddhi with ego dissolved in the Buddhi. I am moving. Panchajnanendriyas are there. It is Vijnanamaya Kosha. So you'll be experiencing the then that space out of I want to see God. I have Ishtadevata. The longing to see God makes the conscious, it is a space of consciousness. I am entering into a space of consciousness. This is space of matter. Mahakasha. I am in Mahakasha, the space of matter. There is space of mind, Chitta Akasha. In Samadhi, I enter into Chidakasha, space of consciousness, the space of conscious Chaitanya. Matter, Akasha, मन की आकाश और चैतन्य की आकाश. In this space of consciousness, Chaitanya, Chidakasha, you entered. This Chaitanya, the whole thing is conscious entity. You entered a place which is consciousness, Chaitanya. The space itself is consciousness. Can you imagine what it is? These are all matter. The space is matter here. It is not conscious. Space is not conscious. But their space itself is consciousness. It's God, it's Brahman at the cosmic level. Then I want to see my Ishtadevata. The space itself condenses into slowly a beautiful form of your Ishtadevata. Then by grace of divine, I get just like I get a dream body in dream, waking body in waking, I get a prema sharira there. This prema sharira can view, act. It has instruments, same sharira like what I am having now. The divine body made up of love, not of matter, because God is made of Chaitanya there. In that I see that what matter I am made up of is same because love is manifestation of Atman. All other belongs to matter, Prakriti. Love doesn't belong to Prakriti. That love has become my body manifestation. Unmanifest is taken the form of Ishtadevata. Manifestation has become my body. Manifestation of the Atman without Prakriti. So this I can see, perceive. Now, just like I do prana pratishtha in the murti, God does prana pratishtha in me. Then my body starts moving about, going to near Him, talking to Him. Now, this intimacy grows on increasing each time we enter into samadhi sthiti, little by little. The Atmiyata grows, and at one level we both start melting away. My form melts, Ishtadevata's form also melts. As it is melting, the oneness that we experience with the Ishtadevata, oneness we experience with the Chaitanya, oneness that we experience with the absolute existence comes into picture. The limitation of the my limitations and limitation of the universe both dissolve. And there is total oneness dissolving into the absolute. Here we will experience Aham Brahmasmi. The Aham Brahmasmi comes actually at the dissolution of the Savikalpa Samadhi. If I avoid the Savikalpa Samadhi and go, then also I enter. The buddhi gets thinking intensely of the Brahman. It gets charged with the Brahman. It becomes Brahmamaya, my intellect. And slowly start dissolving the actual Brahma. That's called Akhandara Vikara Vritti. Appears in the intellect to get itself. All the aspects of Maya gets dissolved there. And I dissolve in the either ways. Now this experience, ultimate experience, where I dissolve in the absolute without any difference is, but when it is told in the Aham Brahmasmi in the Upanishad, the context is not Brahman and Jiva is not taken. It is Ishvara and Jiva is taken. Why I am bringing Savikalpa into picture is, this is Aham Brahmasmi. In the Vedic context, where Veda is going on, is between the Jiva and Ishvara. He is explaining the Ishvara and Jiva. There he is teaching that Aham Brahmasmi is coming into picture. It is not Brahman. Then we will understand what is the substance when you enter into the Chaitanya level only. When you see divine within, when your mind totally becomes free from all concerns of the life, the world has fallen away from your mind, your past, your memories, all experiences that you have stored in mind have gone away. Nothing remains in your mind. Crystal clear mind. The new baby's mind, which has not labeled, non-judgmental mind. In that mind, the reflection of the Chaitanya falls, of the Brahman, of the Absolute, of the Divinity. You see it is exposed to the divine, it is reflecting, intellect is reflecting the divine. Now it is crowded with worldliness, ragadvesha. Each thing that the senses carry to the mind, it combines with the vasanas, ragadvesha, and then deposits his experience and knowledge. Here it doesn't. It drops off. Suppose all these things are gone. The pure crystal clear mind in which the divinity shines, you will see everything is divine. This perception of divinity alone makes one without a second. There is no duality. Duality drops away. And when duality appears, it is expression of the non-dual. Between Ishvara and Brahma, later on, when they are coming down, you will see non-dual. It is no duality between Ishvara and Jiva. Jiva and Brahman. Brahman and Ishvara. There is no duality. While going, we see duality. I am different from Ishvara. While coming down, you will see the same non-dual has become manifest. Another face of it. Just like I am going now with this dress. Suppose I have to go to the war field. I am dressed in a different dress. Now I am in military dress, but the person is same. I am appearing different. It is different aspects of reality. The Jiva is one aspect of the Brahman. The Ishvara is another aspect of Brahman. While coming down, there is no duality between the Brahman. There is no duality between the Ishvara and the Jagat. Jagat also. It is manifestation of the Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. This, when is applied to the Jiva, when this oneness, the absolute oneness, is applied to the Jiva, it is called Aham Brahmasmi. When it is applied to the another jiva that I am observing. I am Atma Brahma. When I am telling as a guru to the disciple, it is Tattvamasi. These are different way of telling with what is the reference point. Prajnanam Brahma. The, uh, I am identifying, that is Brahman. Prajnanam Brahma. Look there, that is Brahman. When I apply it to the world, universe, it is Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. The whole universe is non-dual. Thakur used to say, when climbing, neti neti you will do and go, you will see duality. While coming down, iti iti you will come down. So this Aham Brahmasmi is that absolute oneness, that alone God has become this universe. God has become all the jivas. God has become all that we see and experience. This is the Aham Brahmasmi. Uh, when we go to the philosophical arguments, this, that, and all, I will avoid. I am telling you a simple, easiest, actual, practical. What happens? I am telling you. The philosophical discussions, a lot of the Shankara, then Ramanuja, and Madhva, the main three acharyas have in different way described the same thing to be dual, Vishishtadvaita, the Amsha Amshi Bhava, and non-dual. They have discussed and pointed out in different ways that you can see it leisurely to just for joy of your understanding the in linguistic way and philosophical way, that's all. But it is what I have told you is a what is practical and real, what you experience actually while on the path. Anubhuti, anubhava, what will be the anubhava you are going to get? From that, this is the anubhava you're going. Then philosophical discussions that I will avoid. Then some have to go, I think, no, for chanting. Hamsa Gayatri. Hamsa Gayatri will, is Gayatri, you know, almost. We will drop it, we can discuss later on sometime. Brahma Mantra is an important mantra given to the sannyasin. In traditional sannyasa, only Soham Hamsaha is given as the, after the, now Kailasa Ashrama and all, our that another ashrama also, Guru Sharananandji, Karshne, and then Sadhana Kutira, Sadhana Sadan, there also. When Ramananji Maharaj was there, Sannyasa Ashram, Divine Life. These are all almost traditional sannyasa types. And when the sannyasa is given to these people, they what they do is they will give the as mantra for anusandhana and repetitions. They will give Soham Hamsa. Soham Hamsa is given. We are not using that. Soham Hamsa mantra is not given. But in entire, the is a part, Soham Hamsa is a part of, in still simplified form, the simplest form given is Soham. Soham, Soham, alone. Many of the sadhus, they who belong to the Agni Akada, this, that, and all, or they claim to be belonging to a traditional sannyasa, they use only Soham, 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 Soham. But we have been given the Aham Brahmasmi, Hamsa Gayatri, and then Brahma Mantra, and Presh Mantra is the word of Tyaga. Now, in Soham Hamsa, Paramahamsa, what happens is, here, this is mainly for a Aham Brahmasmi is Anusandhana. These are all Anusandhana mantras, that I am going to simulate to be, suppose how I am this Brahman, the I will do the Jagrat Swapna Sushupti which I told you now. Hmm. Now I try to go beyond the uh, Satvarajatama, Kalatraya Atita. So, yeah, all this, whatever the aspects of nature, I try to transcend and go beyond. Then, how the creation came. Akashad Vayu Vayu Agni Agni Rapa Adva Prithivi Prithivi Bhyama Voshadaya. I am going back. I am merging one by one into the cause. The effects are merged into the cause, and I go to the Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi to make, there are various paths I adopt. These are all the understanding part, and I try to be that Brahman, dissolving my bodily existence, dissolving the world existence. I try to be that which is the substratum of all, that which is pervading everything and giving life to all that exists. I am giving existence to all that exists. What the divinity I try to be, I simulate the simulation process I adopt in the Aham Brahmasmi. That is done at a particular moment of your time when you are free, when you are this, you'll go and sit somewhere and practice that to be. And its awareness is kept in a it's called meditative awareness. A meditative awareness. As if you are meditating, you keep the awareness and move about. As if the Brahman. This is one thing. In Soham Hamsa, I am going to identify myself individually. I am going to all aspects of manifestation of that divinity. In what way the just like Arjuna says to Krishna, Krishna says to Arjuna, Vibhuti Yoga. I am Himalayas among the mountain. I am the Ashwata among the trees. I am Japayagnya among the yajnas. Like that, she goes on explaining various things to make me see everywhere. Oh, that is Krishna is there. Bhagavan, God is there, God is there, God is there, God is there. Just like I identify wherever there is greatness, wherever there is Urjita Avastha, wherever there is beauty, wherever that pleases my heart, wherever my senses are subdued and my spirit awakens, there all I try to see the divine. This is Krishna what he says in the Vibhuti Yoga. This is Vibhuti Yoga is identifying the material world with the Ishta Devata or the God, personal God. This is identification of the world with God. Okay? Here it is identification with the manifestation of the God with me individually. Brahma Mantra is I am identifying with the aspects of the Krishna's aspects, that is God's aspects. I am identifying with God. Now, God's aspect, where the God is seen, the manifestation of the Chaitanya is there. I am going to identify myself with that. Oh, I am there, I am there, I am there. We say, God is there, God is there, God is there. Now, I am there, I am there, I am there. Oh, that Chaitanya, the Deva is myself. This identification is Hamsa Gayatri. Sorry, Brahma Mantra. Do you understand the difference between Vibhuti Yoga and this one? The manifestation of the Brahman, not even Ishvara. Because I am Brahmasmi. Wherever you see the divine aspects, you see Soham Hamsaha. The Jivatman, at the Jivatman level, imagine at Jivatman level, when you turn inward, antarmukh hoke, when you go deep inside yourself, the self is oscillating between the existence, relative existence and the absolute. Between the Chaitanya, the Jivatman is oscillating like that. Between the Chaitanya and the matter, the Jada and Chetana. The oscillation is constant. Soham Hamsa, Soham Hamsa is constantly going. Now the Jivatman has to touch the, because otherwise life cannot be there. If it leaves that, life cannot be there. If it leaves that, the life cannot be there. Life has to continue. The continuation. The now what is making that pendulum oscillate is I have wound it. In my watch, what is making the pendulum oscillate is battery. Here, what is making me oscillate between Soham and Hamsa, between the Chaitanya and Jada, and keeping this body alive is my karma, karmic load. Karmic load is making me oscillate between the body and the Chaitanya. It's constantly going on within me. God's manifestation is there where I am touching every moment and coming back to the world. I am going to identify. I am alive. I am Chaitanya. I am able to understand you people. You are able to understand me. So there is Chaitanya. I am going to identify with this consciousness. I am conscious. This is matter. How can this matter be conscious? There is touch of the consciousness. How is that touch? How, if it is there, it should have become Brahman now, if touch was there. No, touch is disconnected now and then. It is alternating current. So this oscillation is called Soham Hamsa. Soham Hamsaha. Soham Hamsa. Soham, it is going to this so Saha. Hamsaha, it is coming down. Each, it's now in the modern latest quantum theory, they say the minutest particle of the universe, every object is missing now and then. Every moment it is missing and precipitating. It is becoming energy, and again between energy and matter. Every particle is moving about. But we are able to see, now we are seeing this bulb continuously burning, but it is flickering at 50, it is 50 this one cycles per second or minute, second, per second. In 1 second, pang pang, in this time gap, 50 times is fluctuating. Our eyes cannot follow it. Like that, it is called individual rhythm. The individual rhythm is giving jivatva to you. This individual rhythm, the difference between you and me is difference in the rhythm. When your japa matches with the individual rhythm, it becomes ajapa japa. Just as a side understanding I am giving. To become ajapa japa, the individual rhythm, soham hamsa soham, some soham hamsa is going on, some soham hamsa is going on. The faster rate is the more awareness of the Atman. He is more tuned to the divine. And he is now and then this tamas is covering him. It is happening at slow, but it is within a particular range. Not extremely slow, it will die away. Sharir, body will go away. If there is a longer blood circulation, maximum 9 minutes, then the cells start dying away. You have to do amputation only. So there is limit for everything. So this is that. So I am going to identify myself. Oh, that's so I am going on within me. The oscillation between the Jada and Chetana and my individual rhythm of my existence in the relative. In the relative world, I am existing. I am Brahman existing in the relative, you see. Can you understand? I am Brahman here in this body. But I am in the physical, in the relative existence, I am in the world. The Jiva is Brahman. I am Atma Brahma. It is, it is becoming, it is existing in the relative existence because of this oscillator. I am going to identify with that. Do you understand? When I am going inside, becoming one with the Chaitanya, separating and become one with the Prakriti. Between Prakriti and this one, I am oscillating. That one who is oscillating between the two and ultimately is going to merge in the that Chetana, the spark, Mamaivamsho Jiva Loke is oscillating. That is the small ignorance is linking it. The ignorance that the small, the tiniest amsha of the Ishvara, if it loses its ignorance, it will become one with the Chaitanya. Paramahamsa. How is this? Chaitanya is living in this world. How is it? This world, it is like akashamiva nirlipta, nirlepa. Remember, akashamiva nirlepa. Buddha the bhajans is like space is nirlipta. It is nirlipta. Wherever there is divinity, it gets affination. That is what you call get affected. Affection is there. Otherwise, it is neutral, absolutely neutral. Paramahamsa is where the the Hamsa is what decides between the milk and the Kshira Nira Kshira Nira Nyaya. That it makes, if you give milk to a swan, Hamsa, it takes only that white portion, paneer, whey. It takes a whey and leaves the water. It has a acidic property in the mouth. The moment it takes in the mouth, it starts separating, like adding lemon to the milk. It separates. It will swallow. You leave the water and go on doing and swallowing the paneer and leave the water. If you keep a mixture of sand and sugar, ants will come and take away one by one. After some time, you will see only sand is there. This is the nature of Hamsa. Hamsa is what it is able to see the divine. It is not able to see the what is not divine. So Paramahamsa, between the in the world there is the negative and positive aspect of existence. When one becomes two, one will be positive, one will be negative. The negative becomes invisible after some time. In your awareness, when you are what you are, you see this world universe is neutral. Whatever is within you, you superimpose on this universe and see it. When you become Chaitanya yourself, you will see Chaitanya everywhere. When you become sun, sun can never see darkness. It cannot see the shade also. All I can see the shade, I can see the sunshine, but sun cannot see. It is tree it sees, its own light is falling, but below it cannot see. If it turns somewhere below the tree, there is light. Below the tree, if it goes, the sun goes and sees, there is light. Because it is giving light. It cannot see. Darkness can never remain in front of the sun. Sun can never see darkness. Sun doesn't know what is darkness. Very difficult to make him understand what is darkness. It has never seen darkness. Just like a blind man has never seen light. It is very difficult to make him understand light. If he asks what is light, where is light here? Yeah, if I tell, oh, everywhere here light is there, he will do like this and say, I don't understand. Because with senses what he has, he cannot see. Similarly, once you get spiritually awakened, you can't see the darkness. Uh, Woman and gold is not there in this world. It totally disappears. Only divine is there. Till then, you go on instead, tyaga, tyaga, tyaga. What will you do the tyaga? When everything is God, what are you going to do the tyaga? That Paramahamsa is where the darkness has gone forever. The tamas has been destroyed forever. He can never see anything. Everything he is able to see divine. That Paramahamsa sthiti. That Paramahamsa, I am that. I am identifying with that entity which can never see darkness, which can never see fault anywhere in this world. If I have a single complaint against this world or any person, I am far away from God yet. I am far away from the reality. I am far away from the truth that I am. I am still body, Deha Bhava. I am still animal. Deha Bhava is animal only. So, Paramahamsa, do you understand the word Paramahamsa? Sohamamsa, Paramahamsa, Paramatma. Atma refers to the, Atma means self. Self refers to what self you are. When I write, who wrote this? Myself. I wrote myself. He is identifying with the hand. I saw. I saw a tree falling. I have seen. He is identifying with the sense organ. I think. When I say I think, I am identifying with the mind. I designed a software. I am identifying with the intellect. Each time I am identifying with one thing or the other. So each time I am identifying with my sense organ and saying I am that. When I say I went and came to the temple, I am identifying myself with the body. Body went and came. I am identifying. Each time I am identifying with something or the other. Myself. Really, what are you? What is your real self? This body, are you body? Then when you are asleep, you are having so much body pain is there, aches are there. The moment you sleep, you don't even know there is a pain in your legs or body. You are separate from the body. Your existence is continuing independent of body. Your eyes cannot see. When you are in deep sleep, where is your body? Where is your mind with which you are identifying? Nothing exists. So, what is beyond Atma? Now, self, when I say, it is physical body. Sometimes when myself I say, I am subtle body, Sukshma Sharira. When I say, I stepped, aham apswapsam, sukham nidra asita, sukha nidra asita. Now, when I say that, I am identifying with the causal body. Now, the Atma, where I can, Antaratma when I say the inner self, the Paramatma when I say beyond the Sthula Sukshma Karana, with which I leave all the Prakriti and separate and I identify with the Chaitanya, that Chaitanya I am. Paramatma. Sthula, that is at the cosmic level, it is Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara. In Jiva level, it is Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna. I am identifying with the Prajna and post Prajna level of existence, beyond Prajna, the Paramatma, the real self, Atma, Antaratma, Paramatma. Paramatma is the causal level of the universe, that is Ishvara. I am identifying each time. Oh, I am that. Oh, while waking up, the moment I wake up, I identify with this body. How long to identify with this body? The idea of Paramatma makes me spiritually awaken. From Jaya Bhava, I can go to the Jiva Bhava just by holding on to this Paramatma concept. That's why I say Paramatma is my innermost self. He is my innermost self. Parama Atma. Hmm. Understand? I can go longer, but this much understanding is sufficient presently. For practicing, it is sufficient. But when you see from the other side, it's entirely different. It becomes reversed. Hmm. That present in darkness, Devata. Devata is another manifestation of this Brahman in the world. Deva means div from the root div. Div is light. Div. Now, from the light Devata, when you Om Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Deva term is used. Deva is when the light, that light which beckons me, I want to attain eternal peace. I want each jiva, every jiva is seeking. I want joy, peace, happiness. Happiness, I want to be happy, happiness. I want to be peaceful, I want peace, I want happiness, I want freedom. I want freedom. ನನಗೆ ಶಾಂತಿ ಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಸುಖ ಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. The children don't want to live with parents. Small children. Going to school also. Amma, you come afterwards. I will go with my friends. Mother is an obstruction there. He curbs his freedom. So that freedom, a bird go near, it flies away. It wants to be free. So this freedom, every jiva is seeking. We are also seeking. Where is that? So I am aware somewhere this fully at all times. It is eternally available. That's why that is my real nature. That's why I am seeking that. Every jiva is seeking because they have lost their real identity. They have identified with the body. So I am aspiring for that. So something is beckoning me. The light, which is my goal to be eternally happy, peaceful and free, freedom, swatantriya, the liberation I am expecting to be liberated. Mukti, that is the light that is beckoning me. Just like a ship is coming in the ocean, there is lighthouse. Pak, pak, pak. As my goal, my Ishtadevata, my ultimate, where I am going to end my existence, my culmination of my existence, that I am looking at. That which light which is beckoning me, calling me is Deva. That light itself is the path. It has made path for me. It is standing there as my path. As Guru, he is guiding me. That same light is guiding me. The Jiva Tarana Shakti of Ishvara is Guru. Jiva Tarana Shakti of Ishvara. Ishvara wants to lift every Jiva. The Jiva Tarana Shakti appears as Guru. So Guru Tattva, Guru is the same light holding your hand and leading you along the path towards the goal. The one which is the goal, one which is the path, the same thing which is the path, the same thing which is holding my hand and leading is called Deva. I am identifying with that light which is my path, my goal, my Guru, Rupa. Holding a hand might identify. Understand? Devata. Term Devata, understand? We will go Chinmayam. Some places I can see Chaitanya. I see the other thing also. A holy man. Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda, somebody has seen. He is seeing the human aspect also and divine aspect also. A holy man comes. Now in our small childhood days, Sridhar Swami was there. He had come to Bangalore. What Sridhar Swami? Varadalli. We were all small children. How that holiness, and we were not understanding anything, but all thousands of people standing in row when his open car is coming. He got down at the starting and started walking on his uh, the wooden sandals and a kamandalu in the hand. That divinity that was glowing, we were feeling something has come, descended from heaven and coming. We are children, we don't understand, but still the reverence that we gave and felt. There is human aspect and divine aspect. Wherever I see that divine aspect, oh, I am also the same thing. I am also holding that kamandalu. I am that Krishna who came and was telling Bhagavad Gita here. That identifying with the various aspects where divinity is there and human aspect or the material aspect is there. Material is superimposed and covered and just like red hot iron. Iron is there, when it becomes red hot it is no more iron. It has lost all property of it. But iron is there as fire. Iron is there as fire. This is what we see. These are the aspects that you see visibly in this world. With that you are identifying. So when you say Chinmayam, I am that Chinmayam. That wherever you see, oh, I am also like that. I am also like that. That awareness actually comes after your spiritual awakening. That wherever you see divine, yes, by grace of God I have become that. By grace of God I have become that. One Swami was going and his feet were wet on plain ground. He is walking. He turns back and sees his footsteps. He bows down to his own footsteps and goes. Means he is feeling that holiness. He is feeling that Chinmaya. I am Chinmaya. Wherever he sees the Chinmaya, that is visible truth in our waking state. I am identifying with the opposite. Chinmayam Satchidananda Swarupam. Sat Chit Ananda Swarupam. Sat is existence. Chit is consciousness or knowledge. Chit, Sat Chit, Ananda, bliss. I am that. The Chaitanya has it cannot be conceived by mind, discerned by intellect, pursued by the senses, nor can be known by any means, any instrument that we have now here. Another buddhi the buddhi that understands divine must be awakened in us to perceive. That's called dhi. Dhiyo yana prachodayat. The buddhi that can understand God, what God is called dhi. If dhi awakening is there, I can get the spiritual awakening. So here, Satchidananda Swarupa is what is hinted by the sages at that, which cannot be conceived by mind, beyond mind. You have to go cross over the mind and go beyond. Sat Chit Ananda. The same Satchitananda is divinity here, Daivatva. The first layer forms in the creation. The last thing I can see, if I penetrate into this, I can see the divinity. Daivatva. So that Daivatva with which I can see Satchidananda in every when I am spiritually awakened, not Atmajnana, just a spiritual awakening, that you are going from Deha Bhava to Jiva Bhava, what you experience. That I have my lower three chakras I have crossed and I have come to the Anahata level. Anahata level is spiritual awakening. I am able to see the divine everywhere in all. I am divine. This awareness, that it is able to understand, identify the Satchidananda. Satchidananda has reduced itself within time and space as divinity. So that divinity I am able to conceive, perceive, understand with spiritual awakening that I am. Try to understand as much as possible. With sadhana, you will understand more. Soham Brahma. Last he says, I am that Brahman, which has become this universe. When he says, Soham Brahma, I am that Brahman, it is all this what universe has become. It's a ocean. A wave is Rama, a wave is Krishna, a wave is Shiva, another wave is. The waves, there is no wave without the ocean behind. Behind Rama is the same Sachidananda Sagara. Behind the Krishna is the same Sachidananda Sagara. Behind the Allah is same Sachidananda Sagara. They are all different waves in the same ocean. Wave cannot be any time. Rama cannot be away from the ocean. I went to Udupi Samudra. I brought one wave. You can see, you cannot say. Wave cannot be separated from the ocean. So God cannot be separated from the absolute. It is manifestation of the Atma, Brahman. So when you see avatars, when you see this universe that has manifested, all ultimately you see everything is Brahman. God alone exists. Nothing exists. Neither. All this was my play of my mind that I was seeing a world. Now the same world exists as Brahman. All this is manifestation of that one Brahman. And that I am. I am that Brahman. That is the ultimate experience that one gets in Vyuthana Sthiti after experiencing Nirvikalpa. Vyuthana Sthiti. We are trying to become all as Vyuthana Sthiti. I am trying to identify. So Aham Brahma, Soham Brahma, when he says, he is the Vyuthana Sthiti of a realized soul after entering into Nirvikalpa by grace of Divine Mother without staying for 21 days, one who comes back. That person, what he experienced, I am that. He's identifying with that experience, Soham Brahma. Not with the absolute Brahman. He cannot say. It is experience of the Nirvi who is gone to the Nirvikalpa and coming down. I am that the realizer. What is that? Vedahametam. शृण्वन्तु विश्वे अमृतस्य पुत्राः आये धामानि दिव्यानि तस्तुः वेदामेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेव विदित्वा अतिमृत्युमेति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय उत्तिष्ठत जाग्रत प्राप्य वरान् निबोधत उत्तिष्ठत रत प्राप्य वरान् निबोधत. वेद शृण्वन्तु विश्वे अमृतस्य पुत्राः. Ye, the children of immortality, listen to me. He is seeing the children of immortality. He is not seeing Baddha Jivas. Because he is Mukta, he is seeing everybody as the Jivan Muktas. Because he is seeing the Atman and not the body at all. Shrunvantu Vishwe Amritasya Mutra Aya Dhamani Divyani Tastuhu Sthadhatu Lit. Tastu. Those who are living in the huh, heaven, highest spheres. You people also, the Devatas, you also listen. I have realized. Vedahametam Purusham Mahatma. I have known that God which is beyond tamas, tamas of parastat. I have realized Him. And there is no other way than to knowing Him. You cannot cross over the Mrityu. So, when He says Vedahametam, what is that? His awareness. With that I am identifying. As a realized soul, I am telling this, Aham Brahmasmi, Soham Brahma, the last word of the Hamsaga, Brahma mantra. Understand? So, he begins with the Soham Hamsa, my Jiva level. The Brahma mantra ends with the being the realized soul. Before the body falls off, from the ordinary Jiva level, you have to reach that state of Vedahametam. So this Hamsa guy, this Brahma mantra is given to the sannyasi to begin his journey immediately from the Jivatman level, not from the physical bodily level, but from the Jivatman. Now you are not the body at all. After sannyasa, you are no more body. You are spiritually, brahmacharya level itself, you are spiritually awakened. You are Chaitanya. Now you are Super Chaitanya. So from there, from the Jivatma level, means after the spiritual awakening, you go from the Deha Bhava to Jiva Bhava. Now as Jivatman, you are beginning the journey. Understand? The brahmacharya period, you go from the Deha Bhava to Jiva Bhava. Now Jiva Bhava to Atma Bhava you have to go. Brahma mantra begins from the Jiva Bhava, Soham Hamsa, and goes last, it reaches the Brahman, Aham Brahma. Last, Soham Brahma. I am that. So this is the journey as well as simulation of the actually whatever manifestations that you can physically see with your eyes in this universe. Alright, we'll stop here. The other things we can, anytime we can see. The Presha mantra is not to be discussed. Trip, yes, yes. Post journey. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dritavigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Now some of the sannyasa preparations, the cloths that are handed over during the sannyasa consists of one dhoti, one chadar to wear, one sapi for the bhiksha, and the kaupina will be there. And danda. Danda has to be flagged. This flag will be made just this much of piece of cloth. Another I have cut thin strip to tie. Now I am going to fold it. There cannot be stitches. In any of the cloths there won't be stitches. So the edges to be brought inside, I will fold like this. This also enters into. Now it's folded in such a way the edges are not seen, concealed inside, and it is safe. No chances of tearing or the threads coming out. Now I have to make it a flag like here. I am folding now. One fold. This another fold I keep, just fold it inside and keep over it. and compress this together and tie. Will you hold with two fingers? I am going to tie close to the stick and then bring this over this in the opposite direction, and I am going to tie cross. I have brought it here and I have taken one straight I have taken and I am going to tie it. Now this flag is ready. This is the tie. Now cowpin will be, it must be kept ready to wear immediately. So this is the cowpin cloth. I am going to fold it double. This is the waist cloth that is going to be tied. Now I put this inside. In an orderly way. The knot after tying must come here, this portion. Because if it comes here, I cannot lie down in the right. If it comes at the back also, I cannot sleep on my back. So here it is the safest place where. So I leave about 1 foot. This is 9 inches. So 1 foot I leave here. So the knot comes here. The other side is here. The whole thing. I keep it ready to be worn. I will fold in such a way that it easily comes out. Look. Just like you prepare the bed sheet. Just pull it. This is folded. Now this is ready, cowpin. This is sapi. Sapi is the jhola for begging. This is jhola for begging. Now this is actually tied this way, 4 sides, opposite. Square cloth. These opposite sides are tied together and they put as jhola. So for easy tying, this has no urgency, but we keep in this fashion. Triangle. You fold it. This we bring to the size of the dhoti, width. This is ready. Now dhoti, this is double folded. Then I fold it 3 times. This is ready. So that this is handy size. This also, this is chadar. This open surface inside. And I keep the two inside, dhoti on the top, chadar on the bottom, most. This is ready for wearing. The first what I need is this one. Last I need is chadar to cover. So this is ready now. I have to tie this with the name, and this danda also comes in the same tying. I keep the danda, the name of the brahmachari who is going to take the sannyasa is also kept, and this we tie together and keep it ready to be given. Now if single brahmachari is there, we need taking sannyasa, then name is not necessary, but when many are taking, this becomes. Now I am putting a free knot. I am going to take the danda inside. And tying with the danda. So danda will not slip away. And while removing, they need not struggle. You have to put the knot in such a way that if you pull, it must come out. This one. If you pull this, it will come away. Like this. Otherwise, they will start searching for a knife and scissor that you have tied in such a way that you cannot remove yourself again. This is a reef knot. Is put and kept. These are one over the other. As it is, it will be given to the brahmachari after the sannyasa. Yes.